Hello and welcome. It is finally time to share with you this unbelievable Batcave shadow box. Now this thing is outstanding. It's actually probably one of the best sets I've built this year. I think we've all said that photos online do not do this set justice, but the detail that's involved in this set, I am very, very happy that I picked it up. So this is item number 76252. It is 3,981 pieces, and we've got a lot to get through. So as normal, we'll go through the box artwork. We'll briefly go over the instruction manual and the sticker sheet as well, because there's 4 huge manuals. And then we'll go over all the minifigures in unbelievable detail, because the penguin looks fantastic, as does all of the others as well, to be honest. And then, as I look at it just off camera to the left-hand side, there's a lot to get through, so stick around because we have lots and lots of bits and pieces to check out. So as normal, we'll start with the box artwork. Now, if it's on the shelf side on, as you might have seen it in the introduction, that is what you'll be looking for just on the side. And then as we spin around, the audio has failed, so I'm having to go to a voiceover for certain parts of this video, so I do apologise if the audio levels keep jumping up and down. But height-wise, it is 11 inches tall, and this is 20 inches in length, which is 51 centimetres. This thing looks incredible once it's all built up. Now, lots of detail on the back of the box. The nice thing is with all of this is actually the first time of me trying to move these yellow knobs around was the first time I did it in this video, so I hoped it worked. Some of them did, some of them not so much, but don't worry about that. Now, there's also little bits and pieces. Now, I have a brick missing, or it is in the wrong colour. So when we're going through the different bits and pieces with regards to the stuff in the box and the set itself, there is one colour off. So that is fair warning now, but you can see just how amazing the detail looks from that. So the box artwork, you've got the shadow box at the top, and then you've got all the different minifigures up at the top. So we have got, starting from our left to right, we've got Max, Catwoman, Batman, another Batman. The reason why there's 2, we'll go over that later. Bruce Wayne, Alfred, and the Penguin. They all look brilliant. So we use this set as the backdrop. It won't be long until we tuck into all of the detail in there, but you can see the car is just tucked away, resting, ready to be shown off. So I'll go hands-free now. I've actually made a custom stand because this set is so big and I'm in a different room. So more than likely it's going to fall over, but there is 4 instruction booklets that we need to go through. Now the book itself, as per normal, comes in one of these. Guess what's failed again? So voiceover time. So you've got 4 different instruction booklets. Now I was very, very surprised actually about the amount of detail that is included within each. And actually I do say as we go through, I actually learned something new. So I've got the instruction booklet back beside me. First thing first, the sticker sheet. Now that massive one sticker is really, really high detailed. As we look through now, you can see you've got the penguin in the middle at the bottom, and then on the 2 screens at the top, there is more all within that image, and then as it slides across, it will show off the next sticker. Now, there's not that many stickers within this set. All the smaller ones, to be fair, are all part of either the computer system or the cards itself. So you get through the stickers quite quickly. Now, with regards to all of the little bits and pieces that was in this instruction booklet, you can see that you've got different quotes from Pennyworth on the left-hand side, and then you've got all the different secrets of the Batcave as well. Now, that tells a full story. There's a massive amount of detail within this set, and also the instruction booklet as well. Now, you can see how it is with regards to all the detail of the bags. The bag numbers itself is pretty cool, because what you've got is this bit on the right-hand side. Actually, that top strip that I'm looking at now, that was actually the final 2 bags in booklet number 4. So all the detail is basically in the first 2.5 booklets at least. As we go through all the different bits and pieces, you can see that you've got all the different segments of the team that's coming through and how they just design all the little bits and pieces. I say little bits and pieces, it's in production for a long period of time, but there's a huge team and crew putting all of this together. And it is by far probably one of the most detailed builds that I have built in a long time. So you can take the risk and carry it properly, or if you've got good forearm strength, well, it's up to you. I reckon the box would actually take it that way, but that is completely up to you. Now, there is a vault of detail. Now, this vault of detail, I'll read it out. There are 7 minifigures included. 5 of these minifigures, Bruce Wayne, Alfred Pennyworth, Catwoman, the Penguin, and Max, are all new and exclusive for this set. Turn the yellow knobs on the back to activate the functions, and you can also store the flame in the back, which we'll be checking out. Turn on the light. I didn't even realise there was a light within this set, so I actually found that, and we'll have a look through. It says, climb the staircase leading up to Wayne Manor. which is quite interesting. I do have a Wayne Manor to the left-hand side of me, which we'll be looking at in a second. And then it says, find all the tools you need for fixing all the dents, damages, and the sustained for the Batmobile and the gadgets during the battles against the villains. And then it says, release the drawbridge to enter the Batsuit Vault. So there's lots and lots of different bits and pieces going on within that little segment, and obviously the rest of the book itself. So you can see I'm speaking quicker than what I was on the voiceover. So I have just figured out, I was more gobsmacked that there was actually a light brick involved in the set, because I had no idea I'd actually put one of those in. So I did get quite excited when I actually found out exactly where that was. And then obviously we will be testing that out within the full thing. So as we turn over and we have a look at the right page again, you can see how you are supposed to hold it or not. So it just say tips for how to lift your model. And then as we go over, you can see just how photogenic the car is. It is a beautiful looking thing, which we will be having a good look in much greater detail. And then you have got the I am the Batman, and you've got some really nice quotes. Now the nice thing is within the booklet, I think I do try and find it, is that they do have these quotes dotted around all over the book itself. So you go through book number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and they'll have these things dotted around in all the different bits and pieces, which I think is a really, really nice touch. So if you wanted to, obviously you could cut these bits and pieces out and have it on the wall. And the other thing that I really like with regards to the bags is that each bag, for example, where you've got the computer screen that we're looking at right now, that is a bag. So you've got all the detail for one segment, you stick to it, and then you just build it through. And I am amazed by how strong the hinges are on this set. It's very, very strong and sturdy. I end up pulling it around in this video at some point just to show you how strong that is. So you can see the car itself, huge amount of detail for booklet bag number 1 to 3, and then you can see all the detail on the left hand side for 4 to 9. Now there's nothing really included in the other booklets as such with regards to any information like there is at the start of booklet number 1, but they do have the odd quote in, which is what I do try and find very, very quickly now for booklet number 2. This is now booklet number 3. You can see just the size of this thing, and you can see that all the detail still is on that left-hand side. You can see that you've got bag 17 to 23, and you're adding in all those details, and there's not that many bag numbers included for the opposite side. And then booklet number 4, like I said, it completes the whole thing off, and the actual bat symbol itself does look very, very good indeed. So you can see that there is 1057 steps, and it shows you there how to clip it together and how to close your shadow box. And it's quite handy actually just reading all these little bits and pieces, and how you've got the clunk and crunch just on that bit, and then it does finish off with the legendary logo as well. And it has all those little bits and pieces like dotted in the different booklets in the bottom, and then basically that is the end of that, and then we will then now move on to the next bit. So this is where it's now going to start to get tricky, because it is enormous. So I'm going to try and open this up and we can have a really good look on the inside. But you can see just on the outside, if we actually look at this face first before I open it up, that way make my life a little bit easier. You can see you can get some really, really nice photos from there. So you've got the really big symbol. So if you wanted to and be clever, you can get it from decent angles like that. Just imagine what that would look like lit up. Now the plan of attack for me is actually putting it against that orange wall and see how that shines. Now you've got all of these different layers to build up all these different bits and pieces, and you've got all these curvature bits all around the outside. Now I'm sure I was either missing 1 or 2 pieces, or I bodged something, but I think it's all together. So if I have missed something, let me know, because I have got some peculiar spare pieces and I cannot find for the life of me where they're supposed to go. But all this detail on here, you've got all the different rocks and everything like that. It just looks incredible. Now if you want to learn building techniques with regards to how to layer rocks and do different bits and pieces, and you just didn't have the space for this, but you could hire it, I highly recommend doing that, because there is a lot to soak in. You can see all of the different texture and everything all around the outside. So with regards to all the elements and things that are being used, there is a lot going on within here. Now, like I said, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 bits and pieces that I might have messed up on, but I have got some cats as well, so they're probably not 1 or 2 bits off. If I find them, it will be repaired, because this is going basically in one of the center stages in my own theme park display. Now, I've got to try and open this up. This is not going to go well. This thing is huge. So, like I said, you're on a makeshift stand, but that is how much light you get extra. You can see straight away the second you open it up. Now, before we go into that, actually, you've got these bits at the top. Now these grills do let light through, so if you do have a light going over the top of it, for example, you can easily get some bits and pieces in that, so that's not too much of a problem whatsoever. But again, you've got easy enough to get your phone in there and to start getting some really nice pictures. Now let's get this thing open and just see what this does. So it's very, very sturdy. You can see it's not the biggest, so when this is out in a straight line, it doesn't take up that much room whatsoever. But that is fully out on that side, and obviously I'll pull this bit out and you can just have it going all the way across the back if you wanted to. Now detail on this side first. There's lots and lots of little bits and pieces going on. When it's open, it's not wasted space, and to be fair, if you look at it, it's 2 studs that you've got to play with. So I thought in the photos it was a load of wasted real estate and you couldn't do much bits and pieces with it, but it is just a very big logo that you can look in on. And to be fair, it would actually work well shut with the display that I wanted to do, because I can see everything on the inside. Obviously, I'm going to open it up, but you can get away with it. So those people are panicking a little bit with regards to that, I'm not too sure. Well, now you know. So you've got all these lights and everything just up on the inside. Now, I have seen somebody use an LED kit on this already, and it did look amazing. So you've got all the lights and everything around the outside. And you've also got another voiceover. This is starting to make me cry now. So we are going to have a quick look at the plinth that the car is sat on. It's an amazing looking stand. I think it's done over 2 bags as well, to be honest. So it didn't take too long. Like I said, it starts to come together very, very quickly, even though there is lots and lots of bags. Now that is the brick that I cannot find for the life of me. I have no idea where it is. I don't know if I was missing a piece or if that is the bit that came in, but I can't find another bit in the correct color. So luckily, it's easy enough to swap. Now, we will take a look at the car in much greater detail in a little while, because obviously, like we said, that is over 3 bags. But there is a 1966 versus that car comparison available on the channel already, and we will be looking at that little mechanism in much greater detail in a little while. Now, with regards to all of the sort of, I was about to say, lighting around the outside, which is what could be lighting, where you've got the yellow with the black lid, you get lots and lots of spares of those. So if you did want to add in a little bit more light, and you can see just how amazing that would look lit up with all of the other yellow, you can do, because I have seen it and it does look super, super effective. Now, what we're about to have a look at is the hinges. Now, what I really appreciate is how sturdy this set is. You've got the hinge at the top, 2 underneath it, and then you've got 2 underneath that. It's super, super easy to move. I've had nothing yet fall off, and I have placed the set since, and I've moved it again since then. But you can see I'm pulling the whole thing just with my thumb, and it's no problem whatsoever. I don't recommend you doing that, but it just gives you that confidence to do it. Unlike other UCS sets that I've used, where if you breathe on them, they just fall apart. Whereas this is super, super sturdy with regards to the hinges on both sides. And you can see what we're trying to do right now is just to show you how long this thing is, because what it is on a full length IKEA table, and the length of this set is absolutely massive. So now it's time to take a look at all the detail. Now, there's a lot going on. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to show you the front, spin it round, show you where the yellow knobs are, and then get the camera in front of it and activate them all, because these doors are the ones that open up and close, but you're supposed to use the bit. So I don't want to take it off the little Technic tooth that it's on, but you can see if we start just up in here, you've got the weapons vault, and there's just so much going on. You can add in extra weaponry in there if you wanted to, and obviously you've got the double doors in there, and then you've got the grappling hook, you've got all the batarangs, you've got 4 spares up in there, and then if you can see the layers on here, you've got a lot going on here. There's all of this, all these different layers, and then we haven't started to even speak about the minifigures yet. We'll go all the way across the left so you know where we're at. So we'll follow the path round and down. So if you just wanted to see where you are visually, we're starting up at the top, and then we're going to snake it around here, and then we'll go down the stairs, and then we'll go across the bottom. So if you're wondering what room is what, so I know it is quite hard to follow on some of the videos. So as you come around, you've got all of the detail that is within this. It looks incredible. incredible. There's so many layers to this, and it was not a chore to put together. That was the amazing thing. I just found myself just keep putting more and more bags together. Sometimes I do get a little bit like, oh no, there's another bag, there's another bag. Now with the drawbridge, we'll test that out because I've not actually seen that shut yet. So like I said, I have no idea if that works, but that is where one of the minifigures is supposed to go, and I will put that in there for the first time with you. You've got the next lot of steps. So I'm a bit confused actually looking at this, reading the book. Where is the step supposed to go to the manor? I'm guessing it's this bit. So I'm assuming what you can do is you can carry on building, and then if you wanted to, you could then have something coming up and over. So I'm guessing that's the, instead of it being a shaft or a lift, they've added in sort of like the steps. Now, this is a hybrid of 92 and 89, with a lot of research being done on this. You've got the old computer systems on here, but the actual prints of the Penguin and Catwoman are both from 1992. The chair does spin round. I think that might be the thing that moves with the yellow bit on the back. And then you've got another chair just on there. So you've got plenty of space and room for all of the minifigures, but you've got all that detail on there. You've got the sticker up the top. So there's not many stickers, like I said. The smaller ones get used in the car, and basically on here, everything else that we look at is sticker free. So that is really, really smart. And then you can see just up at the top, you've got different bits of the photo. So you've got the big photo down there at the bottom, and then they actually split it, and there's another one in there and another one in there, and it's all part of that one big sticker that we saw at the start. And then when we spin it round, which I'll do in a little while, we can have a then look at the other sticker. In fact, we'll do that now. Will that work? Do I even know what I'm doing? If there's something that I'm twisting, no, check that out. There we go. I built something correctly. So that is the scene from obviously 92, the Catwoman, where what I do like is they've actually used Lego mannequins on that side, just up in there. And then up at the top, if you can see what's going on in there, there's a lot of detail going on. It looks like you've got some birds, I think, and some of the little bits and pieces going on up at the top. So again, it does look very, very effective. And then you've got the little control panel just across the front. So it does look very, very smooth. Coming around to this bit, we have got all of the detail now at the bottom. So that is the stairs that takes you all the way up to the top to obviously what they're saying about Wayne Manor. And then this just kicks you across the bottom. So you've got all this detail here. And then you've got plenty of stud space, minus that blue thing that's supposed to be with the minifigure, just to stand them wherever you want to go. And then you've got all of these tools. And obviously all the tools, all one bag, all nice and easy. And then you can just have the Batman doing some little bits and pieces. Now, like I said, this then leads you on to the car. Now, the nice thing is with this is that if you wanted to, you can then just angle it like that. That bit can just stay straight, or this bit can stay flush. And then with that nice big car, he says, as he goes to grab it again, you can just have it on display permanently like that. And then you can make a nice display around it, or you can have it tucked straight to the side. So that is your choice and completely up to you. Now, as we're talking about the car, we'll move straight on to the car. And like I said, there is a full comparison video of this and the 66 car available. There's a lot going on with this with regards to just the amount of bricks and things that are involved. And it is a very, very photogenic thing, I think. There's a lot going on within it. And then you can see you've got all the detail on the back. There we go. All I did was knock the head off. So that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Now, you've got these little bits here that do pull out. So if you wanted to get some angled photos of those little bits and pieces, you can do. You can see all of the different layers that you've got up on here. The top, this bit comes off. And then you can see on the inside, you've got the seat just for one minifigure rather than the two. But obviously it fits on the plinth absolutely perfectly. If it's any wide, it wouldn't fit on there and it adds more cost and things like that. And then you can see you've got the little steering wheel, and then there's just the one sticker you add in for the speedo at the middle. And then on the left and the right hand side, there's some more little bits and pieces that sort of kind of link to this sort of computer area as well. So you could have Alfred down here sending information over to the Batman. Now, as we come down, what you also have at the back here is all of this detail just here. Now you have this huge flame that slots in on the back like so. Obviously you've got to push it in properly, but as you move it, it does spin forward and backwards. Obviously the quicker you move it, the quicker it moves. So you can get some nice photos of it in action if you wanted to. And then that is what this looks like from this side. Now if you spot the difference with regards to this side, this bit is actually smooth. And the reason why this bit is smooth and this bit is not is because of this bit here. Now you twist this. I do it slowly so I don't get smashed in the face. These bits pop up, so you can see just one bit, two bit, they come flying off, and then you've got the guns that pop round, move super smoothly. So you can do it quickly and they will come flying off, and then you can then just get some photos like that. And obviously if you're good with all your video and bits and pieces, it runs super smooth. Right, I said about the flame, and you can hide this. I actually found it, so it was in the back. I did put it in the correct place, so if we spin this round and go to another voiceover, you can see that there is a little hidey hole just here for where the flame sits in. So it's well out the way, so at least it keeps the flame safe, because the flame will not fit on the car when it is on its own stand. You could just use it as a prison cell. Now you've got all of these little bits and pieces on the back. You've got some nice detail actually in the back. It's not too bad if you had to look at it from the back end. Oh, there's the light brick. That's what it does. Fantastic. So I can figure exactly how it is doing that. So we've got this thing up here. I didn't even know that was there. Is that a thing? Oh, it does twist. And then you've got one there, 2, 3, and 4. So let's figure out exactly how, shall we? And why I have to keep going to a voiceover. So we'll have a look at the inside. I think the first one is all to do with the chair. So that spins around nice and quickly. So you can do whatever you want with that diorama, to be honest. You can have a minifigure flying around. The second one we've already checked out. So you can see that is the amazing artwork just on there. So that's nice and easy. The next one is the drawbridge. Now, I do believe I was worrying that this wouldn't work. So I was unsure if I'd actually built the chain correctly. And I think, as you can see, it was okay. He's built something correct. Check that out. There we go. So that does look very here. And if we start adding in those little minifigures, they do look very smart against that. But we'll do a final pan at the very end of the video once I've gone over all of the actual minifigures itself. And the final voiceover of the video before we get into all of the minifigures. So what we're going to be taking a look at right now is the weapons vault. So you can see that thing just there moving around up and down. It runs really smoothly. It's just on the Technic pins. But what I noticed, and really annoying me now, is I think I built the doors wrong and I've put the door in upside down. So the door on the right hand side actually should be the other way. So I either just need to take the door out or just redo it the other side. That's what I'm pointing out right now. The reason why I've done that is because I'm stupid. So that is the only reason to it, but it is pretty cool that you can have all those little bits and pieces in. We will end up putting a minifigure on the inside of the brick the light, and then we can see exactly what that thing looks like. But I had to take you for the ride with regards to how it works, and you can see that there is a very big glow out of that as well. So if all the lights are off, I think that would look mega effective. But we'll have a quick look at the minifigure inside it, then we get to the minifigures. I'll just put the Batman in there, hopefully you can see, and then that's what that looks like, all shining up. Right, moving on to the minifigures then. So this is actually the first minifigure that you get on the right hand side. Now that is actually the one that does not fit in the Batmobile, and it does not fit in the extra piece. Now if you noticed, they are slightly different. Obviously it says that in the instruction booklet. There's your little cloth. And this one is your much harder plastic. Now if we have a little bit of a better look at this one, this is what this looks like. So from the back, I think it does look very effective. Yes, it is super shiny, and it is all one piece with the cowl as it comes up and over. So that is all one big bit. I will take it off and we'll have a look at the actual facial expressions in a second. And then you can see how it all wraps around across the chest. And you've got the logo, and then you've got the bit with the belt buckle going across. Now with this one, it is slightly different. So you can see on here, you do have, I do believe when we take them off, it might be, he says, a slightly different torso. Nope, I will correct myself on that one. So they are actually exactly the same. So it is struggling to focus a little bit, so I'll get that bit out of the way. Because now I've had to go back to my phone. I know, technical issues. So it does look like everything is exactly the same. The belt buckle and everything seem to be the same on that. And obviously it's the same person, so they're going to have the same facial expressions. But it does mean obviously you can mix and match. So I'm assuming on the back they will both be identical face prints on there. So do we have a Batarang across his bottom? Yes, we do. So you can see that that is exactly the same on that as well. So they both do look very, very effective, I think. So in the comments below, let us know which one you like. Do you like the cloth cape, or do you prefer this new style big one piece? Now this thing here is obviously absolutely massive. It does get really, really nice photos, but obviously you can't get it in any of the vehicles, whereas this is just the different bit at the top. And I think actually the cowl piece might be slightly different, which it is. So it wasn't the outfit, it was actually the cowl I was getting mixed up with. So you can see white eyes on that one. You've got the ears up at the top, and you can see how they're much, much more spiky. Then you've got the bit in between the forehead, or on the forehead, shall I say. You've got almost that indent going up across the top. And then you've got the open eyes on this cowl, whereas this is the older style. So this is the brand new cowl. Be interesting to see if they use this without the cape on the minifigures going forward. So that is Batman. Now, if you did not realise, Batman is also, shock, Bruce Wayne. I know, amazing. So Bruce Wayne looks brilliant. He's got really nice attire, really nice outfit, very, very clean looking with regards to just how that minifigure looks. And obviously I think it's first ever time they've done this, and it's exclusive to the set currently. As we saw, there's a lot of different bits and pieces going on with that, so I think that is a very, very clean looking minifigure. Now, without Bruce Wayne, there would be no Alfred, who also looks great. So he's there holding his teapot and cup. So that is what he looks like. And yes, he does stand up even on a table just like that. I think that does look very, very smart. So you can see there, you've got the dicky bow tie, you've got the white shirt, you've got the waistcoat, and then you've got the jacket as well. No print on the arms, but he does have the white gloves on. You can see what the hairpiece looks like. And then across the back, you can see that you've just got the bit that goes across, and then you have got that bit just up there. But they do look very, very smart. Now, they also both do have alternative face pieces as well. So that's actually the way I should have had it. He looks a little bit more happy that way rather than a little bit sad on that one. So we'll spin that one round. But Bruce Wayne has got the bits and pieces ready to go. So if you wanted to, you could just add on the cowl to their suit, and it looks like he's well away and getting going, getting ready to get into the Batmobile. So you can set up lots of little different photos. So moving on to the next minifigure then, and you can see it comes with some little accessories. This one also looks very, very smart. You can see it's a pinstripe suit. It's got really, really nice grey for the waistcoat with almost like the creases in around the button. If you can spot them, the very, very bottom button, the crease goes up. The middle button, the crease goes to the right. And then you've got another little crease mark across the top. So there's lots of detail within this. Then you have sort of got the orangey brown tie going over the actual shirt that's underneath that as well. It's a nice looking face print. And then on the back as he falls over, you've got the full blown pinstripe, and then you've also got the little creases across the back. Now if I can do this with one hand, he only has the one facial expression. So just the one print on that one, and there is nothing on the front for this one. But that one does look very, very smart. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could just mix and match the hair pieces. Not that there's any need to do that whatsoever, but they are available. Now, moving on to Catwoman. Now, she looks absolutely, well, brilliant. So you have got a lot going on. So you've got like the Daredevil horny piece going across the top. So you've got the black bit up at the top. Then you've obviously got the mask with all of the stitching on. Now that lipstick is extremely bright and vibrant. I think it does look very, very smart and very, very clear. Then you've got the really nice eye definition as well. So you can see everything that's going on with the facial expression. This minifigure, I think, is very, very photogenic. I hope it's coming through cleanly enough as we're looking at this right now. And then you can see all of the different print across her torso. So that is obviously where it's all been sewn up after battles and different things like that. So all the white is supposed to be stitch marks, which does look great. And then obviously she's got her whip as well, which you do get a couple of spare ones actually. Now spinning around to the back, the detail carries on. So you've got all of the detail going across the top of the back of the head. So there's lots and lots of sort of crosses and little line marks where you would be doing all the sewing. Then you've got almost like the body armour within the actual suit at the back as well. But obviously the main focus point on this, and it's really, again, hopefully it's coming through cleanly enough, the bright, vibrant white of all the stitch marks are coming out of this minifigure. I think this does look very, very impressive. This one might steal the show. However, the penguin I have literally just put together before starting recording. I've not yet properly looked at him, but look at his yellow teeth. So he has bright yellow teeth as we say goodbye to her for now, and we say hello to the penguin. So I kept them together because you can see he's on the short little stumpy legs. You've got all the dirt and grime across his big belly, so you can see all of that going on with all the buttons. Then up above that, you've obviously got the bit where it just looks like it is from the actual film. Then you've got his umbrella, so that's easy enough to see. Then you've got the brown over the shoulders. Then you've got the big old top hat. And then coming around, you've got a little bit of detail on the back, but it's not a massive amount with regards to look for, but everything that is there is all at the front. Obviously, it's not the tallest of minifigures. There's no leg print either. I think it only, again, just has the one, he says. Yes, just the one print on the back. So it does look very, very good. So you can hopefully get some really, really nice detailed photos of this. So let us know in the comments below what you're thinking of the set so far, and also let us know what you think your favourite minifigure is. Last quick look then at these minifigures before I put them into the shadow box for the first time. You can see you got both of the Batman, brilliant. Then you've got everybody that's in the middle. They look fantastic. I don't know who looks better. I think that Catwoman really is very, very smart. You're all going to have your own opinion. Obviously, Bruce does look brilliant. Alfred also looks fantastic. As a selection of minifigures go, and the fact that you've got so many new minifigures within this set, it's definitely worth picking up. They've done a really good job with the minifigures, I think. I think they do look very good and very, very smart. So this is what the minifigures look like. You can make some nice little dioramas up in there if you want to. They fill up the space nicely. Obviously, the awkward ones to place are these three because they never visit the actual Batcave itself, but you can obviously fill it with villains and more people as well. And if you've got a lot of the other Batman sets, or you've got a lot of other Batman minifigures or Jokers, like all of these over here, I could easily add them into the display to add a little bit of colour if I wanted to. So there's plenty of different bits and pieces going on with that set. Now, last thing to look at, and then we are done, is actually how the car gets in and out. Yes, I did forget to show you. So on the back, just here, I got too excited about the light, didn't I? You have this piece. Now on this bit, this actually does move up, and it comes back down again. Now on the back, you have a blocker. So what you can do is you can raise the thing up, push the piece in, and it grabs on to one of the nice little tiles, and it keeps it up, just like so. And then I do believe if you were to push the thing, there you go, and it just plonks back down again. It does come down violently as well, but you can now obviously make yourself a really nice entrance through, which I do believe in the film goes through a load of trees and all that kind of thing. So there's lots and lots of different bits and pieces you can do with that. But guys, I think that is it. I am done. So in the comments below, let me know what you think. Did you realise that there was that much detail on this side? Your focus point for bricks and everything is actually on this bit. So like I said, this side here, it doesn't take up too many bags at all. And this was not tedious to build on this side whatsoever. And all of the detail that's involved in this does look very, very smart. Now, it is very, very long. I am going to try and get it placed at a later date over in the corner, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But comments below, let us know what you think of the set. Are you sat on the fence? Would you just like to build it to learn some different bits and pieces? Because there is, again, lots and lots going on. Because you even got all these bats and everything hiding up across the top in there. And in here, look, so you've got one there. You've got bats dotted everywhere. You've got quite a few of them. And if you wanted to, obviously you can add some more in. And with the opportunity of having it open, you can then make your own diorama scene if you wanted to up at the front. But guys, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.